name is Diego Ugalde. I'm the creator of Warriorside. I'm a retired Navy SEAL. I'm a psychedelic and executive leadership coach for athletes, mental health conditions, veterans, and executives. We created Warriorside because there was one thing that's undoubtable, and that is the most powerful medicine available to humans is connection. With the numbers of veteran suicides every day reaching past 21 a day, we knew that we had to do something with the idea of reconnecting veterans. And so we're doing that through Warriorside. Warriorside is an opportunity for veterans to come to us and learn how to tell their stories in a very, very powerful, authentic, and vulnerable way. By learning to tell stories in this way, they come to understand themselves in a deeper way than they ever have before. And also in telling this story, it allows them to connect with the community around them. We love Warriorside. We believe in what Warriorside is doing because we see the effects of this already through some of our earlier shows. By doing this on a larger scale around the country, we're going to be able to impact every veteran that goes through our program. Watching these people come off stage after they have shared something so powerful that some of them, a lot of them, have kind of kept way inside them for sometimes decades, allowing that energy to be released and doing it in a loving way, doing it in a way of compassion for the self, and having people having compassion for them. It's amazing. It's very, very healing. It's very, very powerful. We have comments a lot that people are talking about. This has completely changed the way I look at storytelling. This has completely changed the way I look at my dad, so one of the audience members. So one of the pillars of Warriorside is actually storytelling training promotion for a career path, a potential career path for veterans. And then go on to be public speakers. This helps in sales a great deal. This helps in counseling. This helps in, if you're an attorney and you're opening and closing statements. Stories have such a huge influence on how we succeed in life. If you're not very good at telling stories, you know, you can just ask yourself, how well do I succeed in these areas? So we are providing these elite level storytelling training tactics for these veterans to go on and potentially have speaking careers in the future, or just get better at not only their craft at whatever profession that they're experiencing now, but also connecting more deeply with themselves and their families as they go forward from training. Warriorside is a veteran-centric, elite-level story training tactics program. We are talking about finer points, and we're relating it to veteran perspectives so they can align more fully and clearly with these things. But we're also bringing in a lot deeper elements such as consciousness, how to apply consciousness when you're on stage, how to apply consciousness when you're being in this state of genuine vulnerability so that you can connect with the world around you. So some of these elements that we're talking about are not necessarily common in the storytelling training world, and we're happy and excited and feel like it's a fundamental thing to bring to people who are coming through our program. Everyone who comes to the big stage at Warriorside has been through a cohort of training. They've been through 2 weeks of training, and there's also been multiple members in that cohort. So not everybody who goes through the cohort makes it to the stage. These are the top performers in the cohort. So you can rest assured that you come out to a Warriorside big stage event, you're gonna have an incredible evening of powerful, introspective, entertaining storytelling. So at Warriorside, we have an MC. You know, they start the show off funny, bringing a lot of energy. You know, so a lot of these stories that we're bringing have a lot of powerful energy, but they're also really super funny. You know, a lot of these people share things that they're quite embarrassed to share that they actually experienced over the courses of the career. But the MCs are bringing that energy. They're also introducing each one of the speakers to come on. The speakers come on stage and tell a 10-minute story. Sometimes there's anywhere from 5 to 10 speakers for the night. But these stories are not only told as a way to be vulnerable and share experiences that these veterans have actually gone through, but they're also a way to bring in community. And so for community to understand that, hey, you know, we're not these big bad monsters that a lot of people think that veterans might be, just because of course, why wouldn't they think that about the background of going to war and all this type of thing, that we are literally the same. We're no different. We just happen to have experience in this part, and we want to share this with you so that you can understand who we are, and that we can actually congregate together, and that we can understand that we are in the same country, that we are part of each other. We are here for each other. To my knowing, you cannot connect with somebody if you're not showing them kind of the scars that you've picked up, the bumps and bruises that you've picked up, because what it's all about is relatability. If somebody thinks that you're just this awesome, or you're putting across that you're just this awesome person, everything you do is right, everything you do is amazing, you're the best in the world. People like to hear those stories, but at the end of the day, they can't connect with that because they are also human. And so they have their own scars and broken bones and bruises and things like that. And it just doesn't make sense to them. When we show them, that, I've been fired a couple of times from the SEAL teams. Like, oh, you have? Like, oh, no kidding. Like, yeah, I'm just like, I've done some fucked up shit too, man. So it's just like, oh, okay, cool. You're just like me. Like, yeah, we're just the same. We're just wearing different hats. That's it. At the end of the day, we're all the same. Storytelling is the most ancient form of communication. It was here before social media, television, and even radio. Everyone just sat around the fire, and that's how legend was passed down. That's how cooking recipes were passed down. This is how family lineage was passed down. And so we haven't lost those components. And with anything that is worth telling a story about, meaning there had to be some sort of transformation involved, we want to hear the narratives behind this. We want to hear somebody's hero's journey. How did you get from this place to this place and end up how you are today? I want to hear all about that because I've got my own version of that, or I need some inspiration. I feel like I've been in a rut for the past couple of years. How did you transform your life? Maybe that's something that aligns with something I want to do. Like, who knows? But storytelling is a connective mechanism that I think that is primal to humans, and that's what we love so much about it at Warriorside. The mission at Warriorside is to connect veterans and community through the power of storytelling, and also give them an opportunity to take this ability and use it as part of their careers moving forward. We're here to feed each other. We're here to support each other. We're here to hold each other. We're here to love each other. We are here to connect with each other. Our grand premiere at the House of Blues in San Diego is specifically designed for people who want to connect. They want to connect through real, tangible, vulnerable, honest stories of powerful, lived, visceral experiences from these veterans. This is not cheap entertainment. This is not surface level entertainment. This is not low-hanging fruit type of entertainment. This is deep, powerful, transformative stuff that's going to allow the audience members to ask themselves really very deep, introspective questions about their own life process. It's going to allow them to ask themselves really powerful questions. How much time have I spent telling my story to my family? How much time have I spent telling my story to the people that I know, love, and trust the most? And ideally, when people walk away from our show, they leave inspired to tell their stories, to share their stories with the people they know, love, and trust, only for the purpose of more deeply and powerfully connecting with their community. At the show on March 29th in San Diego at the House of Blues, our mission is to reconnect America. And we're going to be doing that through the whole idea of simply learning to listen. Storytelling is more than just about telling the story. It is also about listening. Can you listen to somebody with a different viewpoint and just hold space for them without judgment? How many times have you thought very powerfully or strongly in a certain way about something, and over time that has metamorphosized with your life experience, learning something, being introduced to somebody, whatever it is, and just change your perspective on things? You know that you don't have to be hung up on the way you believe. You don't have to do that. With Warriorside, you can allow yourself to simply listen to the stories that these veterans have to say. And in that, that's where the connection comes, because it's not you against us anymore. We are all in this together. And so by listening and simply holding space, you can actually embody the whole idea of what it is to be connected as a country. Your support means everything in our mission at Warriorside. And there's a million different ways in which you can support. You can support through donations, or you can support through sponsoring entire shows. You can support by sharing us on your social media outlets, getting the word out to other veterans that our program actually exists and that there's a place for them to come to learn to become better, more powerful storytellers. And your support can be in the way of telling your friends and family that we're coming into town for a show, that you all want to go and come check us out. So the support is, the opportunities to support us are endless. Any way you want to contribute, we'll find a way to connect with you, and we very much appreciate it.